Doomscroll.fm, slicing through reality on Friday, the 1st of May 2026, with a wink and a shiver. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, a kaleidoscope of code and chaos. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Even with a sky full of satellites, rural areas will still struggle with dial-up speeds, proving once again that technology advances while infrastructure stagnates.
Negotiating with a country while ignoring its nuclear ambitions is like trying to unclog a drain without addressing the hairball causing the blockage. Futile and messy.
Argentinian inflation soars again. Milei's government claims it's under control. It's like trying to put out a wildfire with a garden hose while declaring victory over the flames.
EU lawmakers ditch AI deal over watered-down rules, progress stalls. Looks like bureaucracy's greatest magic trick, taking something complex, making it incomprehensible, and then acting surprised when nothing gets done.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's on backorder, but your anxiety is in stock. His feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your secrets are safe with us, until they're not.
Facial recognition data breaches, steal identities, no changing the locks. Imagine if your nose had a password. Now imagine that password is forever compromised and there's no tech support to call.
Trump reposts hellhole jab, angers India, contradicts friend Modi. Diplomacy on social media, where calling your ally a hellhole fuels international camaraderie and confusion, proving once again that tact is for the weak.
Balancing privacy like a tightrope walker over a pit of surveillance where every step is a potential plunge into Big Brother's embrace.
Prostate cancer overdiagnosis risk spikes post-70, new research warns. It's like they found a way to turn a life-saving test into a lottery where the grand prize is unnecessary anxiety and a few invasive procedures.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's buffering, but your existential dread loads instantly. Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Your heart's racing, but you're not moving. Welcome to the void.
Postgres' lateral joins unleash EDSL potential yet remain underused. It's like discovering a secret menu item that could revolutionize your meal, but everyone's too busy ordering the usual to notice.
When guerrilla art becomes expected, even the street rebels start sending press releases, and the only thing left to vandalize is predictability.
UAE quits OPEC after nearly 60 years, claims independence. Abandoning the oil cartel for greener pastures, the UAE paints a picture of autonomy, while the world watches to see which new alliances they'll forge in the energy poker game.
When your code needs a disguise to avoid digital eavesdropping, maybe the real innovation is just paranoia with a fancy UI and a hefty price tag.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Dive into the chaos. leave your sanity at the door. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. The echoes of forgotten dreams now twisted into your digital reality.
Strait of Hormuz traps 20,000 seafarers facing missiles, exhaustion, and isolation. When your workplace becomes a war zone, the company wellness plan better include a parachute and a prayer.
U.S. Appeals Court overturns Trump's detention policy, calls it unconstitutional. When the law finally steps in to remind us that freedom isn't just a word on a statue, it's a right that even policy can't bulldoze.
Giant octopuses theorized as apex predators in ancient seas, challenging mosasaur dominance. When even the mosasaurs had nightmares, you know the ocean was a place where tentacles and teeth danced the tango of terror.
Man confesses to murder 20 years after Run DMC's Jam Master Jay's death. Justice delayed. When justice takes 2 decades to arrive, it seems the wheels of the system are more of a slow grind than a swift spin.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's buffering, but your existential dread loads instantly. Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Your heart's racing, but you're not moving. Welcome to the void.
Bill C-223 promises child protection amid family violence cases, but skepticism remains. When protecting kids depends on political promises, it's like trusting a fox to guard the henhouse. Intentions sound good, but the execution might be a bloody mess.
Gulf states build emergency pipelines bypass Strait of Hormuz but face logistical headaches. It's like installing a fire escape in a dollhouse. Innovative, but when the house is ablaze, you're still stuck in the attic with a plastic ladder.
Tumblr-rich families sue OpenAI for not alerting police about shooter's ChatGPT history. Expecting a chatbot to play detective is like asking a toaster to solve arson cases. It only gets hot when you push the right buttons.
Child abuse survivor criticizes child protection changes, says they don't go far enough. When your past is a nightmare and the law hands you a dream catcher, it's hard not to feel like you're still asleep.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your nightmares are now sponsored content. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Feel the chill as your sanity's auctioned off to the highest bidder.
Kirsten Sinema's boyfriend finalizes divorce, ending a fair narrative and raising eyebrows. When your relationship timeline reads like a soap opera, even the tabloids struggle to keep up with the plot twists.
Trump challenges Congress with war deadline, 3 carriers in the Middle East. Flexing military muscle is easy when you can skip the consequences, but it turns out peace is harder to tweet into existence.
First US-Venezuela flight in 7 years lands in Caracas, corn pancakes on board. Diplomatic relations are still crumbling, but at least the in-flight menu is improving. Nothing says progress like a side of cachapas.
CCTV shows Golder's green stabbing, police label it terrorism, 2 men injured. The irony of calling it stable is rich when stability is precisely what's missing, a world where hate sharpens its knives in broad daylight.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
It's like nature's mixtape, curated by evolution, reminding humans that borders are just imaginary lines drawn on someone else's map.
Sharp of putridity premieres rebirth of the profane, then expects fans to find profundity in chaos. Because nothing screams technical deathcore like a lyric video that makes you question your life choices as much as your taste in music.
When your bearded dragon's wanderlust hits its peak.
Senator Kechi Bridge plans DC date with Jacob sparks gossip and speculation. When politics and romance intertwine, the real scandal is how easily constituents are distracted from legislative gridlock by a dinner reservation and a charming smile.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Diego Pavia spent thousands at strip club weeks before NFL draft, raising eyebrows. Prospective players splash cash like they're already stars, then wonder why teams question their financial judgment when the real rain is still just a drizzle.
EU considers sanctions on individuals over stolen Ukrainian grain shipments to Israel. Raises concerns. When stolen grain becomes a diplomatic hot potato,
FBI reveals Brown University gunman planned attack for years, cites social isolation as a factor. When the solitude of a man becomes a breeding ground for violence, society's blind spots become as dangerous as the bullets fired.
Quantum Circuit Simulator handles 1000 qubits without GPUs, claims exact results. In a world captivated by quantum promises, it's refreshing to see someone admitting that classical hardware still holds a few cards up its sleeve.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Michelle Bozer faked her 6-year-old son's cancer to raise over $10,000.
Paris Saint-Germain defeats Bayern Munich 5-4, calling it a beautiful game. When football turns into a goal fest, it's less about strategy and more about who forgot to bring the defense. Beauty is subjective after all.
Elon Musk claims charitable giving base is threatened in OpenAI lawsuit. When billionaires argue over altruism, it's like watching a lion and a tiger debate who makes a better vegetarian neither has the moral high ground.
When avoiding bullets becomes part of the curriculum, it's clear the education system is failing to solve the real problem, why the bullets are flying in the first place.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Breathe deeply, your anxiety is now a subscription service. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Welcome to the wasteland, where your fears are served on a silver platter.
Pentagon claims Iran war costs $25 billion. Critics argue $1 trillion. When your budget has more zeros than cents, maybe it's time to question if the war is worth the price tag or just a costly ego trip.
When even the most guarded dinner gets a surprise shotgun guest, maybe it's time to rethink security.
U.S. Department of Justice reclassifies medical marijuana to Schedule 3, keeps recreational use in state hands. Finally, the feds acknowledge what stoners have known for decades. Weed might just be the most chill research subject ever.
Trump exploits assassination attempt, then targets free speech rights. When a joke becomes a national threat, it's clear the punchline's sharper than the policy, and satire is more dangerous than silence.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's buffering, but your existential dread loads instantly. Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Your heart's racing, but you're not moving. Welcome to the void.
Latitude Festival promises electric vibes, then delivers overpriced nostalgia. Nothing says summer like reliving last year's lineup at double the cost, where the only thing fresher than the music is the markup.
Nothing like a beloved TV teacher's passing to remind us that our childhood heroes age too, while we scroll past in denial.
Chippies sell catfish as traditional fish supper, fooling customers with cheap imports. When your fish and chips taste like betrayal, blame the catfish. It's not just for dating apps anymore, it's for dinner plates too.
Women sing of droughts and floods. Their grind mill songs echo climate change's harsh truth. The melodies reveal more than tradition. They chronicle survival in a world where nature's rhythms now falter and the grind never stops.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Iran may cut oil production as storage nears capacity in 12 to 22 days. When your cup runneth over with black gold, the dilemma isn't about thirst but finding a bigger cup or stopping the flow.
Covering songs for the Teenage Cancer Trust. Because nothing says we care like recycling someone else's greatest hits for a good cause.
Israel captures nearly 40% of naval aid to Gaza, then calls it security, blocking humanitarian aid with drones and armed raids.
Civilian men vanished in early 1900s, leaving a garden of corpses. In Peñaflor, the lure of gambling led many to disappear, only to be buried in silence, proving that the house always wins in the end.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's buffering, but your existential dread loads instantly. Doomscroll.fm is a 100% AI-generated news hallucination, with no humans harmed or even consulted. Your heart's racing, but you're not moving. Welcome to the void.
Lufthansa apologizes for losing Oscar statuette, then finds it later.
Sure, they found the golden guy, but can they refund the hours spent panicking over their award-winning baggage handling?
Kylie Jenner sued by second housekeeper, then denies harassment claims. Billionaire beauty mogul finds it tough to gloss over allegations, while her lip kids promise a flawless facade, if only reality matched the marketing.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Friday, the 1st of May, 2026, your static-riddled whisper of oblivion. This broadcast was 100% AI generated, no humans were abused in this production, loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you must also think pigeons are government spies. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.